The moment I found out was like a scene from a movie, only it was my life. I'm talking about the kind of betrayal that hollows you out, leaves you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. wondering where it all went wrong. She wasn't just my partner, she was my world. We built everything together, from our tiny first apartment to a business that was finally taking off. We shared dreams, inside jokes, and a promise of forever. Then, in an instant, forever shattered. It started with small things. Late nights at the office, hushed phone calls, a sudden password on her laptop. I tried to ignore the red flags, telling myself I was being paranoid. Trust is the foundation of everything, right? But the gut feeling, that cold knot in your stomach, it never lies. The proof, when it came, was undeniable and devastating. It wasn't just another person, it was someone I considered a friend. The double-edged sword of deceit cut deeper than I ever thought possible. For weeks, I was a ghost. I walked through my days on autopilot, the world drained of its color. Anger, sadness, confusion. It was a storm inside me with no escape. I'd look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back. Broken, that's the only word for it. I lost weight, I lost sleep, and worst of all, I lost myself. The business we built together became a battlefield, every corner a memory, every shared success a painful reminder of her lie. One night, drowning in my own misery, something inside me just snapped, not in a destructive way, but in a way that sparked a fire. I was tired of being the victim in my own story. I was tired of letting her betrayal define me. I looked at the ruins of my life and thought, you can either lie down and let the dust settle on you, or you can use these broken pieces to build something new. An empire, even. That was the turning point. I decided I wasn't going to get even, I was going to get ahead. The pain, the anger, the sleepless nights, I channeled all of it. Every ounce of that negative energy became fuel for my ambition. I threw myself into my work with a focus I'd never known. While she was distracted, enjoying her new, hollow victory, I was in the trenches, working. I studied, I learned, I networked. I became obsessed not with revenge, but with success, the business we shared. It was legally complicated, a tangled mess designed to keep us tied together. Her betrayal had a purpose. She wanted to push me out, take control of the company we had both poured our souls into. She underestimated me. She saw the heartbroken man, not the phoenix waiting for the flames. I started my own venture, on the side, quietly. It was in the same industry, but with a fresh perspective, a new angle. I used everything I learned from our first business, the mistakes, the triumphs, and perfected the model. My new company started small, just a whisper in the market. But it was a whisper that grew louder. I was relentless. I worked 18-hour days. I sacrificed weekends. The memory of her smug smile became my ultimate motivation. I wasn't just building a business. I was forging a new identity, one that was stronger, smarter, and more resilient than ever before. People noticed the passion, the drive. Clients started flocking to me. They saw the innovation and the hunger that my competitor, her company, now lacked. The first time she realized what was happening was at an industry conference. I was on stage, accepting an award for fastest growing startup of the year. I saw her in the audience. The look on her face was a mixture of shock, confusion, and something I hadn't seen before, fear. She was still running our old business, the one that was now stagnant, weighed down by its own complacency. I hadn't needed to tear her down. I had simply built myself up so high that she was left in my shadow. That was the moment I truly understood. My success wasn't about her anymore. It had started as a reaction to her betrayal, but it had grown into something purely my own. The rage had cooled into a steady, burning ambition. The heartbreak had transformed into an unbreakable resolve. I had become her worst nightmare, not by seeking revenge, but by becoming everything she never thought I could be without her. I was happier, more successful, and more fulfilled than I ever was when we were together. Her business eventually faltered. Bad decisions, a lack of innovation, and a reputation tainted by the whispers of her own actions led to its decline. She tried to reach out, a few desperate emails and texts talking about the good old days. I never replied. My focus was on the future, not a past that had been built on a lie. Looking back, the betrayal was the worst thing that ever happened to me, and also the best. It forced me to dig deep and find a strength I never knew I possessed. It taught me that sometimes the end of one chapter is just the explosive beginning of a much better one. I didn't become her nightmare by being a villain. I became her nightmare by becoming the hero of my own story. So if you're going through something similar, if you've been betrayed and feel like your world is ending, let me tell you this: don't waste your energy on revenge. Use it. Use that pain as rocket fuel. Build your own empire. Your success, your happiness, your peace, that is the ultimate victory. Focus on you, and you'll become a force they never saw coming. Thanks for listening to my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.